Hi guys, welcome back to the Sideline Debrief. It's your host Jamie back again with Ethan, and this week we're going to be talking about I was going to say the League On, but League On is next week. We're back with why can't I get
La
La
Liga.
Liga?
La
I don't know
Liga.
why I want to call it every other league. We're back with
We're
La
back with the
Liga
Eredivisie.
keep sell the Eredivisie. We're back with the Korean League keep sell.
We're back with the
uh,
CONMEBOL.
yep. We're back with the La Liga keep sell we have been doing our last few episodes. Where we picked two, not top tier sides, but like that tier right below it. Those
Like a
European
good four to
teams.
eight.
Mm-hmm. Teams where we're just gonna look through their squad. We're gonna put a bit of research each. You have looked into the Yellow Submarine of Villarreal, and I have looked into the Basque. They're not Basque. I lied. The Hot Sevilla. This is just a great start, right? Of Sevilla, and we have looked at their players and who should sell and who should go. This one was kind of interesting. I did more research this time than I did on Napoli because I needed to do more research.
Yeah,
Um,
Napoli is much more well known, obviously. Well,
yeah,
at least
I
just
thought it
because
was
they
a
recently won.
yeah. They just won the league. I know what episode that is back there.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, I did some a bit of extra research, and I think the Spanish league will be a bit more interesting because just like a lot of leagues, but even more so than Serie A, La, La Liga teams need to sell.
Yeah.
They need to sell players, and they need money because they're struggling for money. So I think that creates some interesting conversations. So yeah, I think I'll hop right in and start with Seville, and yeah, we're actually going to start immediately with a sell. Um,
Oh, wow.
their goalkeeper Bono. You know Bono?
It rings a bell? I'm not exactly sure, to be quite honest. I don't want to lie.
He's the Moroccan goalkeeper. Obviously, the
Oh,
starting
yeah,
Sevilla
yeah,
goalkeeper. He's been there for 3 years now. He's made 157 appearances. Really important keeper. Saves some really important penalties. Really important in those cup runs that they make. And has a bit of a reputation for being a bit of a madman. But he's kind of that soul of that Sevilla defense. But um, rumors are saying Sevilla need a lot of money, and the two players they're looking to get rid of, one I'll talk about much later on. But one of them is Bono because they think they could get, even though he's 32 years of age, they think they could get 20 to 30 million from him because there's a lot of teams out there that need goalies. The
that is
first
true.
domino in that goalie world fell when Spurs bought Picaro, but Brentford need to sell Raya. United need to keep her. De Gea is going somewhere, so
Leeds United
Seville
need a
could end up in this.
goalkeeper.
Inter are probably going to sell Onana, so they'll be looking for a goalie. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there and if Seville get dragged into it. I've also saw that they're not afraid to sell to Saudi Arabia. So if a Saudi Arabian club comes in for one of these teams,
They're just going after everybody nowadays.
they are. Just a little side note to see who might be going at the moment to Steven Gerrard's team.
Steven Gerrard has a Saudi Arabia. I don't even know. I know Rodrigo is going to Saudi
Mhm.
Arabia.
Jordan Henderson, which I think is crazy considering all the values he stands for and how much he stood up for the LGBTQ community, and he's going to go to Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
But it's
wow.
£700,000 a week after tax.
As
A
a
week.
goalkeeper, too? No, sorry,
I
he's not a
said Jordan
goalkeeper.
Henderson.
No. I know he's not a goalkeeper. I brain farted. I know he's the midfielder from Liverpool.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. I just think it's
seven
crazy.
hundred thousand dollars a week
A week.
as a shitty setter midfielder.
You drop your morals pretty quickly to get that money for a year or two, right? But all right, enough about Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
I'll move on to
yeah.
the second goalkeeper, Drmicevic. He's quite famous for a penalty attempt in La Liga about 2 years ago when he was playing for Ibar on loan. But and if you sell Bono, he can step in. He already has the number one shirt. Just
No,
makes
yeah.
sense to keep him. So move on to the defense. I actually picked 7 defenders here. Four center backs and three full backs.
All right.
Um, Looking at the center backs, they made up an addition. Actually, they bought him in January, but they loaned him back to Reims. Loic Bade, 23 years of old, French center back. He's came through at Nottingham, actually. Spent a bit of time at Nottingham Forest on loan, kind of bouncing around the French league. But they brought him in. He's the highest transfer market value on that team. So it'll be interesting to see where he slots in. So he probably won't walk straight into the first team, but he managed to kick out Joe Roden out of the Rennes team last year. So I bet he's number one, he stays, but he's going to be rotating with the second guy on the list. His name is Nai Zhao. I think that's how you pronounce it. Nai Zhao. Another young French center back, born in 2002, and he's 21. Let that sink in. We're old. We're both.
I mean,
Ethan's
that's a good.
28, and I am 23.
That is a
So
takeaway.
yeah. So another young center back. He actually came through at Bayern and PSG. Those are the only two other clubs that have owned him. So I see those two rotating in and out of the side, gaining experience. Next to the more experienced Mark Howe, who once again keep and start as that center back, as like that strong center back. Brazilian, bought from Galatasaray about 2-3 years ago. Keep him, have the young center backs develop next to him. And then the fourth center back, his name is Rekic. He came through the academy at Manchester City. He's much older now. He's at 28 years of old, spending some time in the Eredivisie, and now kind of just a bench warmer at Seville. I'd say sell, get a bit of money for him, and promote a youth center back. One of the two they have on loan, either Gatoni or Salas. So
Nice.
those are the center backs.
All right.
Moving on to the fullbacks, we've got Acuna and Montel and Navas. Three actually big names. Is probably where the biggest names are in the squad. Navas is an absolute club legend, club captain, 37 years of age now.
Always
For
makes my FIFA team, I feel, at the beginning of
yeah,
Ultimate Team.
the not the best player on FIFA, right? With just his size, but an absolute Sevilla legend. Came through the academy in 2004. 2004. And only left for 4 years to go play for City for 4 years.
City,
But
you
he ended up,
said?
mhm,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
2013 to 2017, went back to Seville, transitioned from right mid back to right back. He's just been a consistent player ever since. But with his age, you just keep him. He's that veteran presence. He's your captain. You keep him. But he can't play every game. He's old,
Yeah.
right? That's where Montiel comes in. Montiel, of course, now famous for scoring the winning penalty at the World Cup. So keep him. Unless some club thinks to themselves that's a World Cup winning right back. Or if some club thinks to themselves that's a World Cup winning left back in Acuna. Two Argentinian World Cup winning fullbacks play for Seville. I'd say keep them both. That's the strength of the Seville team. But if you get a big bid from a Manchester United, a Chelsea, who might Reece James might be injured, and they come looking at Montiel, if they bid 25, 30 million, get some money, balance your books.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then the last defender is Girogica, Nemanja Gildilda.
We're going to
He's
butcher names.
Serbian. Yeah, that one's not even close. He's Serbian. He's a center defensive midfielder, but also drops into center back to be that other veteran center back presence. So I say keep. He sometimes is the captain, so no brainer. Any thoughts so far?
No, I'm happy compared to last week when you said keep on almost every single player, so I'm happy you're saying sell
Almost said
sometimes now.
selling too, to be fair, but yeah,
Well, I'm just saying, at this rate, you are more willing to let a team change
mhm.
and players move on.
Yeah, because I mean Napoli won the league, so you don't want to break it
That's
apart.
true.
But
Yeah.
Seville didn't do so well in the league.
Yeah.
They did
Well,
well
I mean,
in
they
the
just
Europa League.
won,
So
but they are
yeah.
under investigation now, so
Hmm.
not the
So
best look.
moving forward into the midfield, Fernando, another former City player, bought around the same time, sold around the same time, but he went had a little stint in Galatasaray. Um, I'd say keep. He's 35 years of age now, kind of really really old. Like Navas, it's a really really old team generally. I'd say keep. He's just a good veteran presence. He's just a good player.
Yeah.
No sense to get rid. And then continuing on the midfield, middle of midfield, I got three more names because they kind of play a 4-3-3. So
Okay.
they're all kind of holding midfielders or eights. Um, Jules Jordan or Juan Jordan. Um, Actually a ranks FC favorite. Sam Tai, I love him as a player. I'd say keep. He's very underrated. Um, Market value is only 9 million. You're not going to get a big bid for him. Looks like in 2021 Arsenal were interested, but nothing since then. And then uh, Oliver Torres came through the Atletico Academy. He's supposed to be a bit of a wonder kid. Kind of just had a quiet career. I say quiet. He's won multiple Europa Leagues. Better than Kane. Um, quiet
Well,
career.
if you only want to go off trophies, then I guess he's better than Kane, but that's
Yeah,
about it.
but he's 28 years old. 28 years old. You keep him. I don't think see much change happen to that in the field. And then the final one is this last. I wouldn't say club legend, but legend, Ivan Rakitic.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute legend of the game. Won so many trophies. At his highest, he was worth 70 million. I didn't realize he got that high, but super
Well, that was
talented
also
player.
70 million years ago when the market wasn't so as busted
Yeah,
as it was.
when it was crazy
Yeah.
before, around the Neymar year, I think that was. But keep such a good player. He's only market value is 3.5 million. There's no point in selling him. He's
Jesus,
worth
really?
that much.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
aged. He's been through it, but
he's 35.
yeah.
So, all right, that sums up the midfield, and then I've just got the wingers and the strikers left. I've got some more sells on these winger positions, starting with another 35-year-old Papu Gomez, Atalanta
Ultimate
legend.
Team legend.
Yeah, really good player, but really hasn't kicked on at Seville.
Yeah.
There's interest from Saudi Arabia. I'd say if you can get money for him from Saudi,
Every
you
half
need
decent
money.
player is going to have links with Saudi Arabia.
Mhm. Just sell, let him go.
Yeah.
It works. And then the second sell I have is another Argentinian. These guys have a lot of Argentinians. Lucas Ocampos. 29 years of age, just spent half a season on loan at Ajax, where he completely failed and got sent back to Seville. Of course, he's come back and won a Europa League.
Wow, what a
Forgot even
comeback.
qualifying. Yeah, and I believe he's in the starting lineup. But yeah, he's come back into the team. He's a right winger wearing number 5, so that's a sellable offense. I don't sell him. So if you can get a loan or a sell for him, just get wages off the books and just sell him and just free up a roster spot. I'd do it. Get some money in. He obviously wasn't in the plans, so if you can get rid of him and bring in someone else, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
He was bought for a lot of money a long time ago from Monaco and hasn't done too well. Next guy, another Argentinian. I almost started watching highlight tapes before this of him. Eric Lamela, the Puskas winner himself, with the most beautiful ribbon I've ever seen. And
And I
on that
believe
day,
he scored the winning goal for Sevilla, or at least the tying goal
okay,
to win the
uh,
Europa.
yeah,
I don't know if I can't
he's a
remember if it went to penalty kicks or not. I know he at least he scored the last goal of the game. Don't know if it was a tying goal or winner, but
real player that plays for the badge.
yeah.
I love Lamela. I wrote, love him, Puskas winner, keep. But if Spurs came calling, let him go back for free, like we let him go there for free.
It balanced the books.
Yep. Last one, Tekatao. I think that's Tecatito, maybe? Tecatito. Um, See, that one's Spanish. Usually I'm okay with the Spanish. It's the
Yeah.
Serbian.
That's fine.
I don't know. But Tecatito, worth 8 million, just bought for 3 million. He spent a lot of his time in Portugal and Eredivisie. If you're going to sell Papu or Ocampos, keep him. You just brought him. Looks like he's a player who's willing to play right wing, right back. So worth the keep. And then we're moving on to the strikers. I'm going to start with the backup, Rafa Mir. I looked at his career because I recognize the name. He was at Wolves for 6 years and got loaned out like 5 times.
Oh wow.
He's 26. So, but he's got market value of 10 million. I'd say if he can get if you're looking at a replacement Seville, If you're going to bring all the money for the players, I'm saying sell. I'd say sell him too and try and bring in a new starting striker. As El Nasiri apparently has interest from Juve, the striker
Oh,
El
really?
Nasiri. Yeah,
They might be
I would
selling
say.
Vlahovic, so that might be a
Mhm.
core reason.
I'd say keep unless because I mean he's your best player, but if Juve or United come in, like if United fail to get Flavic and Oshiman, and they're looking for a striker with a week to go, and they come with a 30-40 million dollar bid for an El Nasiri, I'd say take it.
Yeah.
I'd say take it, balance your books, and try and bring in a replacement, a young, because they're good at finding old players to plug in spots. They're very good at that, Seville. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's all 20 players I decided to do for Seville. So all in all, we're selling the goalie, we're selling the fourth overall center back, we're selling two wingers in Papu Gomez and Ocampos, and both the strikers, and signing a new striker. And the reason why we're selling so much is because we need to raise money because Sevilla are broke.
Yeah. Sevilla
There you go.
especially are broke.
Yes, you would think they better manage it with 5 Europa League wins in the last 10 years, but I'm not in charge.
We don't run the books, so we don't know what's going on.
No, we don't run the books. I mean, if we were running the books, we'd be fine.
Oh yeah,
But yeah,
we definitely would be.
because if I was running the books, I would have you do the work for me like we did in
And
accounting.
if I was running the books, I just embezzle, so we'd be fine.
The Barcelona way.
Exactly. So we'd be rich as shit, and the team would be fine.
Yep. Yep. All right, now we're moving on to the yellow side.
All right. So I did Villarreal. So as usual, we'll start with the goalkeepers. Um, so I have Philip Jorgensen. He is young, very young. He's still developing. I say keep. Um, and this was also written a few days ago. I don't know if I haven't really seen any updates. I haven't really looked. There is one in a few minutes that I will say was written before he moved. But Pepe
Know
Reina,
exactly who that is.
Pepe Reina, I said keep. He's inexperienced. He's aged, but he can do like cup games or stuff like that. Or if they want to sell Philip while he's still young and goes for money, he can be like the interim keeper.
I can't believe he's still around. I remember when he left Napoli because he wasn't deemed good enough in 2013. Or he
Yeah,
left Liverpool. Since then, he's played for Napoli, Bayern, AC Milan, Aston Villa, AC Milan again, Lazio, and now Villarreal. It's
he has
crazy.
quite the resume to say the
And
least.
they're all on free transfers.
Damn. Okay, moving on to defenders, and now this is the player that I may have gotten wrong, not wrong, but written down. Pau
What did
Torres,
you
I
write?
said keep at all costs, best defender, and only gets better in prime. Yeah, but now he's off the Villa, so the other
Did you
Villa.
see for how much? It was pretty cheap.
Was it a 40 mil?
I thought it was cheaper in the end.
Oh,
Let me see if I can pull it up. 33
33 million. Okay.
pounds.
Wow, that is quite. Why is that's so cheap? His market value is like 45 million.
Yep, that's what it says.
That's crazy.
I know this doesn't matter, but in fantasy, he's put at 4.0.
That's really cheap.
Yeah.
And Villarreal might go on a tear, and I might actually perform in ultimate or not ultimate team, fantasy because my team isn't in it this year, so I'm not as biased. Putting Luis Sinisterra triple captained in a
It
random
was
league.
Aronson.
I did Sinisterra too multiple times, hoping. Anyway, moving on to Jorge Quanza. Um, I said keep her alone. He's very young. Um, I don't think he's going to really be starting that much behind Ais and Mandi because he's more experienced. Unless there's an injury or something, I would say just have Jorge as a solid backup, but play Ais and Mandi starting. Keep them both. If you really want to loan and try and balance the books out better, cut the wages, loan out Jorge. But except for that, moving on to left backs, um, Alfonso Pedraza. Um, I said keep. He's the best left back. He's in his prime. You want to just keep him so that way you have a solid back line. And
What about Abiol?
I was trying not to go over all the defenders this time,
That's fair. That's fair.
but uh, but I did write him down. I said Sell, very experienced but aged, needs replacement. That's
Yeah, I think he still starts. So
oh, you think he starts? I think he should be sold. So
maybe yeah.
yeah, but anyway, Alfonso, I said keep best left back in prime. Moving into Johan Mojica, I said keep his backup. Um,
Hmm.
just because he's solid. But Alberto Moreno, I did say sell. He can make
Do you know
upwards
who
of.
he used to play for?
I looked at the transfer history earlier today. Who you gotta tell me?
Liverpool.
He did. Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Um,
Beast on FIFA back in the day.
yeah, but he can be sold for like £5 million, maybe. Use that somewhere else. Spread balance the sheets better. I don't know, but I think he should just be sold. And moving on to right backs, we had Juan Foyth. He
Spurs
is
legend.
injured. He is injured, but I said keep just because he's in good form. His best right back, and you can't sell everybody. And selling
And
Pau
he can slide in a
Torres,
center back.
that's true. And selling Pau Torres, you need to keep the rest of your defenders. I think just so
Yeah.
you can't change up too much. Um, Kiko Femenia, I just said keep his backup.
Hmm.
All right. So moving on to the midfield, starting with DMs. I would say Ramon Terraz. He just joined, so obviously keep.
Hmm.
Um, Etienne Capu, I said keep. Solid. I said
Hmm.
sell, loan the
Capu, Spurs
rest of.
legend.
Huh?
I said Spurs legend.
Yeah. No, I know.
Part of the Gareth Bale 7.
Um, I just said sell the other two, or loan or sell the other two DMs. Maybe the rest of the month.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
There's only one other.
I feel bad because I did not put his name, so I don't remember what his name is.
He's just gone.
I just said he's off. Send him out. All right. Moving on to the central midfielders. Santi Camisano, he just got, so keep him. Danny Parejo, he is experienced, but he's reliable. I say you should keep. He's like a
Yes.
yeah. You gotta just keep him. He's so knowledgeable, like of the field. Like he's not quick, but he has that Thiago Silva effect of he's just everywhere, but you have to look at him the whole time to see it. So like
Yeah.
you just gotta keep him.
Great
Um,
player.
sorry.
Great
Oh
player.
yeah, great player, of course. Now moving on to the attacking midfielders. Alex Baena, keep, but he's very solid. He is young, um, but you want to keep him just because of how solid he is. If he goes for a good price, but Villa, they just have a solid team. Just cut out some of the unnecessary things and disperse it back out to a solid backups or just to a really good center back to replace Pau Torres, and I think they would be pretty good. Obviously, you gotta sell things though, but Denis Suarez, I said just got in a free, so keep him. But Ivan Martin, um, I said sell. He's young, get a fee on him. I put either that or loan. Um, just to either cut the wages or just get a hefty fee, disperse that money else somewhere else. Get some money out of him. Moving
Yeah.
on to the forwards.
Spurs legend.
No Danjuma. I just said sell. He's a high fee, doesn't fit the system, barely plays. I don't even think he likes it there.
He doesn't want to be there now.
Yeah.
He's actually, since he's off Spurs, said great things, but at the same time, has said terrible things about Villarreal, which is interesting because he never played at Spurs and he always played at Villarreal. So
Yeah. But I just said sell. He doesn't want to be there. You can still get a fee out of him. Um, yeah. Moving on to Ben Brereton Diaz. Just got keep.
do you know the story about him?
I do not.
How he ended up being Chilean? So
I did
uh,
not.
he
No.
did not know he was Chilean. He did not know he had a link to being Chilean. But a football manager player found it out and made him like the best Chilean football player ever because you can do that in Football Manager. He just like trained him up and figured out that he could play for Chile.
Oh,
And it
nice.
kind of became viral because he tweeted at Ben Diaz and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know I was Chilean." And then he changed his citizenship to Chilean, and now he's like a full British guy just playing in Chile's national team. It's kind of cool.
That's kind of
And I
sick.
think it's cool now he's in he's because he was playing for Blackburn, right? So it's cool he's now ended up in uh, Villarreal. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's born in Stoke on Trent. So
Sick.
yeah,
Well, I didn't know that. It's a
so
fun fact.
yeah.
Thank you.
Let you get back to it.
Oh, thank you. All right. Moving on to the right wingers. Jeremy Pino. I said keep. Very talented, young. You want to keep him. Skillful. Can be used very well. And Samuel Chukwueze. I did say keep, just because he's a streaky player. He can be used like as a backup or like cup runs or something like that. He's in form. You still want to start
Mhm.
Jeremy, but Chukwueze, like, if Jeremy is ever needed of a benching because he has a poor couple games, throw Chukwueze in there. If he needs to prove himself, he might do well. If he doesn't, you don't have anyone else to use. So it's not bad. He's not bad. Chukwueze can go on streaks. All
It
right.
looks like they signed a new young right winger from Barcelona, though.
Was it within the past few days?
Yeah,
Okay. Who?
Elias Akomak.
No clue
He's a
who that
nice looking
is. Does it
guy.
say who he came from?
He's 19. Yeah, from Barcelona.
Oh yeah. Well, never heard of him. So
Mhm.
proves that. Just the last two players now. Just their two strikers. Jared Moreno. I said keep. Very experienced. Very solid. And you just want to strikers. I don't think is the issue for Villarreal personally.
Mhm.
I mean, their front lineup, honestly, besides the Danjuma situation, they keep the rest. I think it would be a very
They got to
good.
pour money into defense, right?
That's the problem. Yeah, they have a solid. Once they get a solid left wing, they'll have a solid left wing, solid backup, solid right wing, solid backup, strikers, solid starting striker, and then Jose Morales. He's very old, but can be used as a backup. Like, I think it's the very traditional system of like good first player, solid backup. Like,
Mhm.
and they use their money
And
wisely. So,
they just sold the striker Nicholas Jackson to Chelsea.
oh really? Didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
so they're good at bringing through that attacking outlet,
Yeah.
definitely. But it'll be interesting to see if they sign someone to replace Top Torres. He's so important
Oh, he was
to their
like
team.
key to their team. I don't know. I mean, the market for defenders to get a Sergio Ramos.
I mean, you could.
You could
They like the old guys,
go
right?
back to Spain.
Yeah,
But again,
kick Barcelona around some more.
he redemption arc returns. Maybe not at Madrid, but
At Villarreal,
kicks it off
of
in
course they will.
Villarreal.
Of course they
Destroys
will.
the shit out of Rafinha's legs every now and then. Gets a
He's
solid
about
red.
right. He's about right.
Yep. All right, but that wraps
Cool.
it up for Villarreal. So,
So, where do they finish the season?
ooh,
Put you on the spot.
I'm in the
I'll
spot
pull up last year's
fifth.
table.
I'll say fifth. I think they just got sixth, so I'll say fifth. If they bring in a good Pau Torres replacement, a good Pau Torres replacement and a good Danjuma replacement, I'd say fifth.
They did. They finished fifth with 64 points, 7 points off.
I thought they finished
Sociedad.
sixth. Either way, that doesn't change my answer. I still think they finished fifth. Fifth.
Fifth.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think,
Seville
Sevilla?
finished 12th last year.
Yeah, they didn't have a good run in form. Did Valencia? They
So
did. Valencia did not get relegated, but they were damn close. They were on the verge.
Yeah, they were 16th. They were 2 points safe.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Valencia almost got relegated.
19th place, Espanyol got 37 points. I think that would have been safety in the Prem. Um, yeah, so Seville only ended up with 49 points. That's 15 less than Villarreal. I'm going to say Villarreal will cover, though, and get 7th next year.
You mean Sevilla? Sevilla
Sevilla,
recovering
yeah,
at
sorry.
7th? Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of competition up there with Real Sociedad, Real Betis, Osasuna, Malcora, Athletic Club, and then, of course, Valencia when I come back up. Be interesting. Should be a good
No, it'll be a great season.
season. And then Barcelona, Real Madrid for the title.
Maybe Atleti. Atleti might come on in again. You never know.
Your title prediction?
No, they're not. I think Barcelona's going to get it again, to be perfectly
Same.
honest.
I like what they've done this summer. And I
Yeah.
think the league, I think Real Madrid are built for the Champions League. So
Yeah,
next
that's
week,
true.
we've already decided where we're going. We're going to do Liga. I know how to say that one this time, not the Liga. So they changed the way the league. Quick introduction. Except they're changing their league to Bundesliga's 18 teams. So they relegated 4 teams this year. So
Oh, wow.
teams wouldn't have usually been relegated. Auvergne got relegated. So just interesting, and only 2 teams come up. But we're not going to be picking down there because we don't know enough. We don't want to know that much.
I
About
don't know
football.
league. I don't know league two, league de, any their teams down there. To be quite honest, so.
No.
But
So
so what team are you picking?
Marseille. I'm going to pick
You
Marseille.
pick
I was really
Marseille.
close to picking PSG.
PG rated.
With all the rumors about Neymar, Mbappe, Ramos, Messi, all that stuff. I
Well,
think they would have
Messi's
been
confirmed
interesting.
leaving, so you don't
Yeah,
even got that to worry about.
but there's still so much going on with that squad.
Yeah.
But they brought in Asensio already, Ugarte. There's Navas coming back on loan, Vitinha. There's players like Renato Sanchez. Bunch going on, but
No,
I don't think
Kaylor
we should
Navas
cover
is
them.
going back to PSG.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
only
he was
on, he was
only
on,
on
he's
loan.
only on
That's
loan.
right. For some reason, I thought Forrest bought him, and you said he's going on loan to PSG. I'm like, whoa.
That would be really dumb. But
Well, yeah.
there's so much going on. I think we can cover them at some later point. I'm sure
Oh,
we will
yeah.
talk about that throughout the season. So I'm
Of
going to go
course.
Marseille because I think I'll talk about them again.
Yeah. And I am picking AS Monaco just to, again, not to pick a top team, but still somebody that's in contention for European spots. How I always like to do it. And they
Surprised you didn't
got
go with
the
Lens.
they AS Monaco has the FIFA Ultimate Team Rat, Ben Yedder. So I gotta cover that team.
Of course, that's the reason. And I'm looking at Lens team and I know 3 players: Kevin Danzo, who you probably don't know, Seko Fofana, and Luis Openda.
I know I know them. Not like deeply, but
Not on a personal level.
yeah.
Yeah, apparently they ran PSG to the title point. I had no idea. But cool.
All
We'll be
right.
doing that next week. Hopefully earlier on in the week. We'll
Yeah,
figure out
a
when
little
we're
late this
recording
week,
that.
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Life happens. I
Yeah.
know our returning subscribers are going to be really happy to see us. So,
Of course.
all right. I think that wraps it up for the Sideline Debrief this week. Thank you for joining and listening to myself, Jamie, and my co-host Ethan. Next week we'll be back with some Marseille and Monaco keep or sell talk.
Yep. See you then.
Deuces.